Hi, I'm Katie.
And I'm Koli.
Welcome to the SVU Coven podcast, Little Witch Detectives. Hi.
Hi.
Happy October. I know we've already recorded in October, but we're still in October somehow.
Yeah,
But it's the best month of the year, so I'm not complaining.
it is the best month. Best month of the year.
The witchy month. Um,
Yes.
should we just jump into things?
Yes.
All right. This is our witch talk. It's the corner of the intro of our show where we catch you guys up on what we've been doing. It's if you hear us laugh, it's just because Coley and I generally talk every single day. So we already probably know most of what the other person's gonna say, but we
Yeah.
want to catch up with you guys. Um, so what has been going on with me? I'm trying to think because we didn't record last week, right? Or did I make
Um,
getting all my dates confused?
I don't know.
But okay, so I went
I
to
think we might have,
okay.
because we
Uh,
released an episode on Monday.
mm, you're right. So, trying to remember what all I've told you guys. I did go to Practical Magic. I saw it at the theater and that was really fun. All the witches came out and the I probably mentioned this already, but there was a girl that asked about my SVU tattoo, my
Hmm.
Dun Dun tattoo, and so I plugged the podcast.
Yay.
Um, that was really fun. And then my brother and I went and saw Smile 2. If you guys are into horror movies, the Smile franchise is one of my new favorites. And then we saw a horror YouTuber who was on tour. So if you guys know who Mr. Ballin is, we saw him last weekend and he did like spooky, scary stories. So it
Hmm.
was very on theme for the holiday. Um, and then what else? This weekend I'm going to Nashville just for fun. My friends that live up there invited me to come up there, but also our my friend Sassy's cat is sick, and so I'm going up there to kind of see her before her time comes. So sad, but also exciting.
Yeah.
Um, and then on Halloween, my brother's having a little movie screening party because we always watch the Halloween movie, the first one, uh,
Hmm.
and The Shining on Halloween. So we're doing that, and I'm kind of excited because it's just gonna be like movies and pizza and just kind of a chill evening to
Yeah.
round out October. Um,
I've
and
never seen either of those movies.
really, I love the original Halloween because I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I just think she's so funny and talented.
Yeah, I've never seen any of the Halloween movies, and I started The Shining, but I haven't finished it. I got like 10 minutes into it, and I was like, maybe not.
It's very long, but it's particularly special for me this year since Shelley Duvall passed away.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm excited to like screen it in a memorial kind of way, I guess. Um, and it's my favorite role she was ever in. She's just iconic. Shelley Duvall, rest in peace.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, that's kind of the rest of my October. I have been doing job interviews like crazy. So if you guys have some good energy and vibes, I'm hoping that to manifest that I am accepting a job offer before Halloween. So if anyone else wants to put that out there,
Yes.
woo!
Definitely.
Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we're going into November. So I think that's everything going on with me.
Yeah.
What's going on
I got new glasses,
with you?
and the red tint because of my light is because it blocks infrared.
Hmm.
So, I can't open my phone with my Face ID. I have to use my password, my passcode, or I have to lift my glasses up like this.
Hmm.
Um, because my eyes are blocked from my phone.
Which is ridiculous because you would think that technology exists because it goes past the blue light tint,
Yeah,
but
but it does that because the iPhone uses infrared for your Face ID.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Stupid.
Um, I am almost done with PT. I have two more visits left. I have tomorrow, which is Thursday, because we're recording this on a Wednesday, and then I have next Wednesday,
Mm-hmm. And then you're done.
and then I'm done.
Wow.
Um, I have my nutritionist appointment on Tuesday.
Mhm.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, because your post your calorie counting thing, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And my aunt looked at my sheet yesterday and she's like, that's not too bad. I'm like,
That's
no, but it's less calories than what I normally eat
yeah.
by like a significant amount.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hopefully
yeah,
they won't make you have to do that again.
I hope not.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh, I ordered myself a watch today.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah,
Is it cute?
it's, yes, very cute.
That's what matters to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't have to work. It's just cute.
It's a digital freestyle watch. It's part of their Shark collection,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a collab with Caroline somebody, and it's really pretty, and I like it. So,
Fun.
and it wasn't more expensive than their other watches, so I was like, that perfect.
Perfect.
Yes.
Hmm.
And I got a shirt today that says I love Mariska Hargitay. Like I
Mm-hmm.
ordered it from Etsy.
Oh,
So when that gets here, I'll be wearing that on the podcast.
so cute.
Um, it's getting time for Winter League for my grandfather, which means I'm going to be working all day every Thursday, starting
Mm,
on Halloween.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Mm. Well, is that all of your updates?
yeah.
All right. Well, next is our
Next is
SVU.
our SVU and Mariska corner. So this is the
Yay.
corner of the podcast where we talk all things SVU and Mariska. Um, So to start off, Mariska was on the Drew Barrymore show earlier today.
That's cute. They're friends, aren't they?
I think so.
I think they are. She's been doing a lot of interviews lately.
Yeah. Well, because season 26 is just starting, so
Mhm.
yeah.
Makes sense. Um, Mariska also endorsed Kamala.
Yes, officially.
Exciting.
She
Like
made
we
a post back in September about Kamala, but she didn't
Mhm.
like put a caption. It was just Kamala's face and the word forward underneath of it.
Mhm.
And she got a whole bunch of hate from a whole bunch of MAGA people.
Nah.
About like why would you vote for Kamala or Kamala?
Mhm.
I don't know why I did that. I know how to say her name.
I know it's uh I've noticed that I say it phonetically, like
hmm
how it's spelled, and I have to go and correct myself, but it's okay.
Yeah. Um, and stuff like I'm unfollowing you and this, that, and the other thing. And she's like, "Oh, you don't need to announce your departure. It's not an airport."
I love her.
And it's like, how can you know anything about Mariska Hargitay and what she stands for and question why she's voting for Kamala?
I know.
I don't
I mean,
understand.
right. But It's exciting that she did like an official endorsement.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Um, I don't know if there's much going on with SVU though, aside from new episodes.
There's really not. Um, Kelly's gonna be in another upcoming episode. Um,
They really
I
should
saw
just bring
some
her back.
yeah, they should. Um, I saw some behind the scenes pictures. Um, there are rumors floating around that they're looking to do a spin-off with Kelly because
Mhm.
she's now in the intelligence unit.
You know, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But mm, I'd rather her just come back on the show if it was up to me because like OC tanked, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, that could also be because of the Maloney of it all and various other things. But
Mm,
um I feel like there'd be a lot of initial excitement because of Kelly, and then it has the possibility to go the way OC did too.
yeah.
So I'm hopeful if they did do a spinoff that it would be good, but
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know.
and another thing in the Mariska section of this, she has a big announcement coming in January.
Oh yeah.
Now we don't know what it is.
Hmm.
Um, there've been a couple articles that have said Mariska's ready to turn in her badge. Um, which is scary to think about. But Mariska has also said in the same interview where she said, um, she has an announcement that she's gonna be gone before she steps away from SVU. So,
Yeah. I it just doesn't seem to like her announcement being her leaving doesn't really line up with the kind of things she's been saying publicly.
yeah.
Um, which makes it a little harder to believe, but I think initially it was like panic.
Yeah.
But I
Because
think
I've said since season 15, when SVU ends, you're gonna have to put me in the hospital because I'm not gonna be able to cope.
hmm. But I really and they're in renewal anyway, so if she was gonna leave, there would be time between because I think she's still contractually obligated to film more. So
She's
for the
contractually obligated to film until the end of season 26.
okay, yeah. So, but I really don't think that's what the announcement's gonna be.
I don't think it is either.
So it's okay. We're
Yeah.
just gonna put that on the back burner until January.
Yes.
It's fine.
Gonna
Huh.
make us all panic for 3 months, but it's fine.
Hmm. Wonder what it could be. Maybe that's what we should do. Leave a comment somewhere on our socials, YouTube, whatever, and what your theory is her announcement's gonna be.
Yeah.
Um, because that could be more fun.
Yes.
Hey,
And we'll read them out on the show.
yeah. Well, is that everything for
I think so.
okay. Um, so as far as the astrological weather goes, we just had a full moon that was crazy. It was the biggest moon of the year, which basically just means it was the closest one to the Earth. Giant, and we felt the energy for probably 3 or 4 days, whereas normally it's probably about two, but this one took longer to start clearing out, I guess. So it was a big full moon to have right after eclipse season because eclipse season, remember, is pushing us all forward. And then we have a full moon where we're really manifesting those things. So now is when all the movement is going to start happening and you're going to start feeling that rush. But my advice would be to work on regulating your emotions during this time because as of yesterday, we are moving into Scorpio season. So the dark, the moody, the introspective, the little emo kid in you is gonna come out. And so Scorpio season is an interesting one for me personally because I get very anxious with Scorpio energy. Whenever the moon is in Scorpio, I tend to be more anxious and it makes me more emotional. So while you're dealing with change and movement and transformation, try to keep yourself grounded
Yeah.
during this time because it's been a lot of work, these eclipses and the full moon and all of that energy. It's been a lot of work and a lot of pressure. And
Mm-hmm.
so now we're letting go of that, and it's easy to get emotional. Um, so try to enjoy this time and keep yourself grounded, is what I would say, because it's a big transition period
Yeah.
astrologically.
If yesterday was any indication of how my Scorpio season is gonna go,
Yep. Yeah. Scorpio season is always a stressful one for me, and it's unfortunate because my favorite holiday is Halloween.
yeah.
I'm like,
I was
why?
in I was in hysterics yesterday, so hopefully that's not gonna be what my Scorpio season is like.
Yeah, hopefully not. Ugh. But yeah, I think that's it for all that.
Okay.
Hmm.
So this is your reminder to get out and vote. Um,
Of course
Election
I do.
day is 13 days away. Less than that when this episode comes out. It'll be 8 days away when this episode comes out. Um,
I'm so nervous. I just want to hide.
yeah,
We both have already voted though. So
yes.
just a little reminder.
Um, just a reminder to get out and vote. And I know a lot of people are withholding their votes because of the everything that's happening in Palestine. And I understand that, but at the same time, a Donald Trump presidency isn't going to make that any better either.
No. No.
You have a better shot under
Kamala.
Kamala
Mm,
of it getting better than you do under Donald Trump. And voting for Jill Stein is going to do nothing because there's no chance that Jill Stein is going to win.
I know. Sorry, Jill. I will say though, as far as like the South goes, they've been showing up and showing out for this election cycle. Georgia passed the record for the country of most people to go out and early vote on the first day, which does not happen. People just consider Georgia to be a Republican state, and the past few elections we've been more of a swing state, but now more than ever, um, it really, really matters, and your voice
Mm-hmm.
matters. And
Yes.
um, I also just like voting, so make it fun. Do something fun, like make it a little activity, whether you're voting by mail or standing in line.
Yeah.
Um,
And
November
if you get a sticker, show off show off that sticker proudly.
5th.
Um, I've never gotten a sticker even when I was voting in person.
I know.
Um, which is part of the reason why voting by mail is so easy for me because
You're
I'm not
not
losing a
attached to
sticker.
the sticker.
Yeah,
I am so attached. I have my sticker in my purse, and then I have every time I've voted, I've like stuck it on something, so I have them all still.
nice.
And they're all the same. They're just a peach.
Yeah,
Like I voted and I'm like, done it. But yeah, show off your stickers. Tag us in your voting sticker selfies.
yes.
Um, Okay, so this is just a quick little update. I'm not sure if any of our witch detectives went to the Mystic District Market, but it was on October 19th and they did have some of our merch in their raffle. So whoever got that, if you entered the raffle, we would love to see it. So please tag us, email us. I'll talk more about socials in a minute. But we gave away a tote bag and a hoodie, and there was even a sticker included as well. So, if any of you guys got that and are listening to this and want to share with us, please tag us on Instagram at SVU Coven. We check Instagram the most. It's where our updates will be. So we'll definitely see it and we'll definitely repost it. Our merch is super cute. I'm wearing some of it right now just by accident. Um, we designed it all ourselves and it's through Fourth Wall. So the proceeds do go to Fourth Wall, but they also go to us and we put that back into the show. So we would love to see you guys in it if you'd like to tag us or send it to us. You can also email us at svucoven@gmail.com. Koli does check the email, so somebody's reading them and will respond. And we would love to see that stuff. If you don't have any merch, though, feel free to follow us on Instagram or shoot us an email. We love to hear from you guys. And we have a Discord server as well. It's free to join. The link is in our Instagram bio, or you can get it via email. We'll more than happy to send you one. And I would really love to grow the Discord because it's mostly just like our friends in there. And I really want to have like community events. So if you are a witch detective and you are on Discord, please feel free to join. We would love to have you. And I personally will give you a tarot reading.
Yes.
You join. So super fun. Um,
I just checked our email to see if our super special email that we're waiting for came through.
did it?
No,
No, that's okay. It's okay. That doesn't mean it won't.
it doesn't
Manifesting.
mean it won't. Manifesting.
Um, but yeah, see, Coley, check in the email live right now, happening.
Live on the podcast.
So email us anytime, svucoven@gmail.com.
Yes.
Cool.
So, this is your episodic reminder to rate, review, subscribe, like, and comment. Um, rating, all of them are super important. They help the algorithm push us and tell them that you like us. And yeah, rating, reviewing, and subscribing are the most important things you can do on an audio only platform. Subscribing, liking, and commenting are the most important things you can do on YouTube. Um, where you going?
I had to plug my charger in.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I was like, wait a minute. Um, but yeah, and we'll read comments and reviews out on the show. We appreciate the energy exchange, and we also have a coffee. Um, you can go on and donate any amount of money you'd like. It's not mandatory, it's completely voluntary. And we put all that money back into the show, and we appreciate the energy exchange with that as well.
Yay. Okay, shall we get into our self-love affirmation?
Yes.
So I feel like this particular theme I have been using a lot in my own life because I think when, especially if you're in a situation like me where you're a job seeker and it's not your first time being a job seeker, um, that it's easy to lose sight of your self-worth and feel like you're not good enough. When in reality, it's just a very tough market.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of people that are competing for the same things as you, you know? And I think it's easy to feel down and discouraged in that way. And maybe you're not a job seeker, but you faced rejection in your life or are going through a period of not having the highest self-esteem. I know I don't want to speak for Coley, but I know that like I struggle with self-esteem issues very much all the time. And I know that Coley also is familiar with it. So,
Yes.
um, I think repeating positive affirmations, such as the one I'm about to say, is a good way to remind yourself that it's oftentimes not you and the circumstances around you and in the situation. Um, and you are worthy of whatever it is you desire.
Mm-hmm.
So take a moment, take some deep breaths, close your eyes if you're not operating heavy machinery, and Remind yourself that you are worthy of whatever it is you desire, whether that's love, whether that's a job, whether that's a house, whatever it is you want, you do deserve that. And you are worthy of it, and you are qualified to have it. Um, and I think repeating things like that will change your mindset a little bit, which will invite those things into your life. So
Yes.
I implore you to download that and if it resonates, add it to your affirmation routine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we ready
Yes.
to start this episode? Um, all right, so we are covering season 3, episode 22 of Law and Order SVU Competence. And it was funny because of course I get the episode where the victim has my name. But I always remember this one because not only is it fabulous, but it stuck out to me the first time I ever saw it because I was like, ooh, a Katiee, finally. 3 seasons, almost done with this season. We got one. Um, and also we love Katiee. So,
Yeah.
all right. So we open on an older lady walking into the unit, and Finn walks up to her, which is just the funniest one of the whole squad to walk up to her. Um, and she says she needs to talk to somebody, and he immediately points to Elliot and sends her away. Um, her name is Rebecca, and she tells Elliot that she needs to report an essay. It's not hers personally, but something that happened to her daughter, Katiee. Katiee was throwing up because she's pregnant and she doesn't have a boyfriend, just some details happening here, and she's 22. Elliot says Katiee is an adult, so she should be the one reporting, and Rebecca says, okay, he can talk to her. She's in the hallway. Elliot goes to talk to Katiee and he says hello, but at this point she's facing away from him. And she turns around and says hi to him and introduces herself. And it's clear from how they've angled it and structured it that Katiee has Down syndrome. And I say that like that because I think they intentionally did that reveal with her turning around to say hi to Elliot.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a shock type
Yeah.
thing. And then we done.
Dun dun.
So from here, they put Olivia in the interview room with Katiee, and Katiee tells her she doesn't feel good because she's pregnant, and there's no daddy. Rebecca talks to Elliot outside and says that Katiee goes to a day camp and has a part-time job 3 days a week. She doesn't understand much because her mind is at the level of a child. Um, in the interrogation room, Olivia asks Katiee if she knows where babies come from, and Katiee says she knows babies come from sex. And when Olivia asks what Katiee thinks sex is, she says kissing and holding hands. And when Olivia pushes to find out who Katiee has kissed and held hands with, she says she needs to throw up. Um, so it's clear it makes her uncomfortable, but I also find it extremely wholesome, heartwarming
Yeah.
that she associates the creation of a baby and a family with the intimate like kissing and holding hands.
Mm-hmm.
Which you guys will see why later, but it's just very special writing, I think, there.
Yeah.
Um, so Cragen says that Rebecca needs to give as much info as she can to Elliot for his report. And I really liked this line Cragen says of her nest will never be empty. Because I think it's kind of the theme of the rest of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And Rebecca's feelings towards being the mother of a child with Down syndrome. Um, Elliot and Olivia say that Katiee needs to be educated so she can give a proper statement because since she doesn't have any sex education at this point, she can't properly have the words to explain what happened to her. So Cragen suggests that they bring in Wong. Rebecca is resistant of Wong talking to Katiee at this point because she's already been through a lot today talking to multiple people. And Alex says they have to find another way in, and the squad discusses the case. Cragen gives orders, and Wong lets them know that he needs like her medical records and stuff like that. Um, they say that Katie has a low IQ and she doesn't understand what's happening to her, and Rebecca is overprotecting Katie. I realized I didn't put where they are. So they went to the day center where Katie spends most of her time because her mom has to be at work, and they're talking to Scott Lucas, who's the director of the day camp. Um, and so Scott tells them that Katie does art and music therapy. They also have classes to teach the students about independent living and sex education, but Rebecca didn't consent to Katie taking those classes. We also find out that there's another student there named Danny, who Katie is good friends with. Um, Danny says he never taught Katie about sex or has spoken to her about it. He says he promised Katie he wouldn't tell whatever she tells him. Elliot does push Danny there, and we find out that Ray, Katie's bus driver, is mean to her, and he's taken things from her and he's touched her inappropriately. And Katie confided that in Danny. At the bodega, Munch and Finn interview the store owner. So this is Katie's boss, where she works 3 days a week. He says he doesn't tolerate abuse of any kind, and Katie stocks shelves for him regularly. Katie did mention that the bus driver stole something from her to her boss. Alex says that they can't arrest the driver until they have a formal statement from Katie. And Ray has several prior crimes he's committed, but he's never been officially arrested for them. And he has said multiple times to multiple people that many of the disabled people he drives gives him gifts. Um, Elliot and Olivia and Alex meet Katie and Rebecca at the zoo the next day. Alec, blah, 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 blah. Elliot goes to talk to Rebecca and talks about his kids loving the zoo, and they can kind of commiserate on that. Rebecca opens up about not being able to also care for Katie's baby and her fears about that, because there's a 50-50 chance that a mother with Down syndrome will have a baby with Down syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Elliot points out to Rebecca, however, that Katie does have the potential to be on her own. Um, Olivia asks Katie about consent. Alex asks her if she says no to her bus driver. Katie says that her bus driver took her necklace and it was a locket with a picture of her mom inside. She had told Rebecca that she lost it because Ray said he would hurt them if she ever said anything. Katie says that he pinches her and shows Olivia the various locations where that happens. Um, at this point, Katie's very distressed and calls out for her mom, who then comes to get her and takes her away. But they have enough information for Alex to get a search warrant for Ray's apartment. So Munch and Finn go to the apartment and start digging through what they call a dump. So I call it the dump. Munch finds the locket sitting on the dresser. Like the two of them walk in, they're like, this is disgusting. And then Munch looks down and the locket's just sitting on the dresser. Like he didn't even try to hide it.
Yeah.
Ugh. From here, Elliot and Olivia go to arrest Ray. Elliot shoves him against the bus and cuffs him. In interrogation, Ray says he's going to get fired for this, which for some reason is just very amusing to me. I'm like, you're not worried about anything else?
Yeah.
Like, nothing else? He says he never took anything from anyone, and he says Katie's locket was a gift. Olivia calls him a perv, and he does not like it. Olivia tells him what Katie said. Elliot says, then how did you get her pregnant? You think rape's funny? Um, which I thought was a very powerful line.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out it wasn't Ray because he had a vasectomy, and as he says, he's shooting blanks. And the squad verifies that and updates Kragen. Um, However, they find out that the day they started this investigation on Katie's behalf, someone at the day school quit. And Munch and Finn find that suspicious and go to interview him. The guy's name is Joe, who quit, reported to the police that someone was abusing students at the day center, and that's why he left. Munch and Finn have the recording of the report, so he can't really get out of it. Joe says he quit because of Scott Lucas, which, as you guys remember, is the day center director. Um, he had gotten a 17-year-old client pregnant. So that is why Joe left. Elliot and Olivia go to talk to Scott, who says, in fact, he didn't get anyone pregnant. One of the male clients actually did it. And they wanted to handle it internally. So that's why it was never reported, or there isn't much evidence around that situation. But Scott continues to say that what is happening to Katiee in her case is a direct result of Rebecca's sheltering and over covering kind of as a mother. Olivia and Elliot are walking away after speaking with him, and Olivia has to say that she doesn't think that he's wrong on that point about Rebecca's parenting style, and Elliot pushes back a little bit. And I think this walk and talk is kind of significant of the Elliot Olivia dynamic for a while, because they really like to hone in on him being a dad, and her not being a mother yet.
Hmm.
So I thought that was good writing, because even though this episode is very much about the case and less about the squad, they still fit in little bits of
Yeah.
character development and stuff. So I thought that was important to note.
The whole part of Olivia not being a mother being brought up at every turn
Mm-hmm.
in 1.0
Yeah.
is the bane of my existence.
Yes, I know. And it seems like they were really heavy on that foil of her and Elliot's difference there.
Hmm.
But I also think it's a product of the 90s and the early aughts of like, she is not having a kid. Why doesn't she have a kid? Why doesn't she want to be a mother? And like that pressure, that I don't think as is as heavy in 2024.
Yeah. I
Mm.
mean, the last time we saw it was season 14, but
Yeah.
and we
Mm,
kind of could saw it a little bit in season 19 with Brooke Shields' character.
that's true. I miss her.
It wasn't so much of you're not a mother, it's you'll never understand because you don't have a biological child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So it's frustrating.
agree.
I hate it. I've always hated it.
I know.
So, spell break.
Woo, spell break.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is coming out Monday, October 28th. And the color of the day is gray. The incense of the day is neroli. And this is called a fivefold kiss of loving bliss.
Oh.
If you are unfamiliar with the traditional Wiccan fivefold kiss, I encourage you to research this blessing and modify it for your purpose. Instead of giving the kiss to another person, change every spoken instance of your to my. Before reciting each line, kiss the tips of the middle finger and pointer finger of your right hand at the same time. The other fingers should be tucked in as those two fingers act as one. This method of pointing directs energy from within and is also a common method of casting a circle without using an athame or wand. Um, you can carry the blessings of your sacred smooch to each part of your body named in the chant. While giving the kiss to these five parts of the body, envision each part surrounded by peaceful white light. Inhale deeply after each kiss. This is an especially powerful daily mini ritual for those of us who struggle with loving ourselves. And that is by Raven Digitalis.
That fits so well with the affirmation.
Yes.
Just witchy things.
Yeah. And I
Thank
want to point out that they're saying that the fingers should be like this.
you.
It's funny because that's the Disney point.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
funny. I love that.
I only know that because I used to work at Disney. And
Mhm.
one of the first things they teach you is that when you point, you're supposed to point with two fingers.
Mm.
Um, they say it's because it's less rude, but one of the conspiracy theories about it is that Walt always had a cigarette in his hand, and so
Ah,
that's how he pointed.
that
So,
makes sense.
yeah.
Um, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so from here, Elliot asks Rebecca if he can speak to Katie again. She says everything is her fault because and she decided 22 years ago, 23 years ago to have a child instead of aborting her. Elliot pushes and eventually, gets his way. Um, At the day center, Wong and Alex talk to Katie again. Wong asks her to identify body parts. Katie says Danny is her best friend, and they talk and eat lunch together. She and Danny do, in fact, touch each other. Katie shows on Alex where they touch and where they kiss. She says Danny doesn't touch her private parts. She says that she got her baby from Danny because they were kissing. And then I really like this part where she makes fun of Wong, so I left it in there. But basically Wong like tries to get her to explain what sex is, and she's like, "Oh, well, he's the father of my baby because we kissed." And then she looks at Alex and goes, "Your friend doesn't know anything." And Wong is like trying so hard to like contain his giggle, and it just makes me so happy. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Um, they tell Rebecca that Danny is the father. Rebecca says they are terminating the pregnancy. Scott is there and he pushes for Katie to keep the baby. Katie overhears this conversation and asks, "Why can't I be a mommy?" Rebecca says to meet them at the abortion clinic in the morning to get the DNA sample to find out who the father is. Um, at the clinic, they check in, and Olivia is there as well with the paperwork for the tissue sample to get the DNA. Scott also shows up, and he has a lawyer with him to stop the abortion. He is trying to claim guardianship of Katie. Um, if the court elects that she can have a child, the squad's case is basically lost because it proves Katie could have said no. Alex wants to have Katie do a DNA pulling procedure. Uh, to find the father. They say they will pitch it to Rebecca as finding out if the baby has Down syndrome or not. And as they are going to talk to Rebecca about this, she rushes to them and says Katie never showed up for school. Danny called in sick this morning and also didn't show up. Cragen and the boys are trying to find Katie and Danny now. They decided to go look at Danny's home. Munch and Finn go to chat with Danny's current roommate, and he says that Danny was there last night and told him everything about Katie. Danny and Katie were there that morning, and he took some clothes and left. He asked his roommate to borrow some money, and his roommate gave him an ATM card because he trusts them. They tracked the ATM card, and Danny had taken out $200. They came into the pharmacy and the bodega for ginger ale and diapers. And while they were at the market, Katie put in a resume to work there or submitted her resume application, that kind of thing. Elliot and Olivia go to the apartment listed on that application. And Katie is there. Danny arrives shortly after that. Elliot and Olivia say they aren't there to take the baby, and Danny says that he and Katie are getting married. Also just a cute side note, they offered the detective some chocolate milk. Um, Back at the office, Rebecca is waiting there for Katie. Danny told Katie about sex and she said, "No, that's exercise." Katie says exercise is when you sit on someone's lap and bounce up and down. The man that she does this with gives her ice cream and candy. We then find out that Mr. Cheney, her boss at the bodega, is the one that does that to her or at the grocery store. She says they exercise every single day that she goes to work, which, if y'all remember, is 3 days a week. And he also pulls his pants down. She says that it hurts, but he told her it would stop hurting when she could do it better. Munch and Finn interview Katie's boss. He says that Katie is making it up, and they tell him that Katie is pregnant. Munch asks for a DNA sample, and then in my notes I wrote, and homie lawyers up because he did. Um, Katie and Rebecca are getting the tissue sample for the DNA. Alex is being served, and Wong was also served. They want them to testify that Katie is competent to keep her child. Alex's boss pushes back on this and says she will make the subpoena go away. Alex defends Katie, saying she deserves to decide to keep her baby. If Katie is found competent, Alex will likely lose her case. Um, Alex goes to talk to Rebecca and says that they are jeopardizing the rape case. Scott will drop the lawsuit if Rebecca allows Katie to decide what she wants to do about her baby. Rebecca pushes back, and Alex says, "Why do you need Katie to be so dependent?" And I just liked that line.
Yeah.
Um, so on the stand, Alex testifies. She didn't decline to testify because she believes Katie is competent. Alex is handed Olivia's DD5. Initially, at the beginning of the investigation, Katie couldn't accurately describe what happened to her. Alex argues that many high-functioning women have the same problem. From here, Wong testifies Katie would not have been more, or Katie would have been more vulnerable to rape because she didn't know what was happening to her. Her mom refused for Katie to take sex education classes. Wong believes Katie could be a good mother, and that she didn't consent at the time because she didn't even know what was happening to her or how to consent. Um, Katie testifies after this. She says she loves her mom. Her mom doesn't let her do laundry or cook, but Danny has taught her how. She says she can do it. She hasn't learned how to change diapers or feed babies yet, but that doesn't mean that she can't learn it. Danny will help her. Um, the lawyer crossing cross-examining Katie kind of pushes her here, saying that she still has to learn and she still needs help, so she will not be able to care for the baby alone. Um, but this upsets Katie so much, and she starts to emotionally react on the stand. And because of this, Rebecca stands up and yells for everyone to stop. Rebecca decides to give up her guardianship, and they got the DNA back, and Katie's boss is, in fact, the father. Olivia says they might need to find a witness. Uh, Elliot and Olivia tell Rebecca they have good news. Her future grandchild does not have Down syndrome. They might lose the rape case, however, without being able to talk to Katie again. So Olivia asks her if anyone knew, or Olivia goes to talk to Katie and asks her if anyone knew about her and her boss. She says that she caught him exercising with another girl that works there. And during that time, she lets Katie play with her daughter, Julie. Um, I wrote in all caps Peter Herman because now enter Peter Herman.
Yeah.
Uh, very young,
Very
dashing
young.
Peter Herman.
He's a baby in this.
Beep, beep. So Alex takes Katie to Holding, where Mr. Cheney, her former boss, is with his lawyer. Katie has a right to confront him, and they find out that she is having a baby boy. One count of rape, two for Katie, and he does 10 years is Alex's offer. Um, Alex also finds out that he has fathered several of his employees' children. Some of those employees were underage at the time, and he's been paying off the mother of those kids, six of them. So basically, Alex is taking him for all his money and sending him to prison, and all of those kids will be set for life. Um, as this news is being delivered, we see Katie have the biggest smile, and we're so fucking proud of her. And then it pans to her mom, Rebecca, who's also smiling. And then, we Dick Wolf.
Dick Wolf.
Woohoo! I love that episode so much.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's so good. The Katie episode.
Yes.
Um,
It's funny because you texted me you got the Katie episode, and the only one that was in my brain was Katie Couric. And I was
it
like, we're not there yet.
hasn't happened. While Koli is shuffling, I just want to give you guys a gentle reminder that we are on Instagram at SVU Coven, and we would love if you followed us over there. We also have a free Discord server that it would be amazing if you joined. The link is in our Instagram bio. However, if Instagram doesn't speak to you, you can also email us at svucoven@gmail.com. We will send you a fresh link. And Koli does check the email, so somebody will be responding. And we would love to hear from you. If you're interested in being on the show, sponsoring the show, working with us in any capacity, email is also the best place to reach us. We would love to have you guys on the show, or if you have a small business you would like to promote, please reach out. We are all about that stuff. Um, Also, we have merch through Fourth Wall. It looks like this. It's super cute. If you guys buy any of it, please tag us, send it to us. We would love to see it. The proceeds go to Fourth Wall as well as to us, and we put it back into the show.
Yes.
Woo!
Okay. So I had a jumper of sorts. Jumper is jumping out of my hand as we currently speak. So I pulled the Page of Cups. It's a
Ooh.
kitty.
Oh, we love kitties.
Yes. And it's being sprayed in the third eye by a fish.
Nice.
Um,
It's me.
so it was right side up, so that means happy, surprise, dreamer, and sensitivity. And I think sensitivity is really um on brand for Scorpio season.
Mm-hmm.
Um, especially for like me.
Yeah.
Again, if yesterday was any,
Well, I think also like water signs in general get hit harder during a water sign season, you know,
yeah,
so
yeah.
emotional.
But happy surprise. I'm thinking
Yeah,
we're gonna be looking at a newly employed person soon.
maybe I had a really good interview today.
That's good.
I know. I'll tell you about it later because I don't want to jinx it on the in the public.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, good news and
Yes.
emotions.
Yes.
I will take it. Um, all right.
So, if you're still listening, this is your second episode of reminder to rate, review, subscribe, like, and comment. All of them are extremely important for the algorithm to push this out to other people. Um, you can review individual episodes on Apple Podcasts. You can comment on individual episodes on Spotify. Um, Subscribe everywhere you can. That helps us greatly. Um, any form of engagement helps us. So, yeah.
And we appreciate it.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's our show.
That's our show.
I always ask like I don't know. Like I'm like, are we done? Did we finish?
Like
Um,
we don't have the notes right in front of
I
us,
know.
but that's our show.
Woo! So if you guys are still hanging out with us on YouTube or Instagram, comment your favorite emoji and we'll know that you came from this episode.
Or
Um,
comment your theories about what Mariska's announcement could be.
yes, or both.
Or both.
Also thank you for Mystic District Marketplace for supporting SVU Coven and raffling off our merch last weekend. That was pretty cool.
Yes.
All right. Well, I love you and I'll talk to you soon.
I love you too.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.